that I use doesn't have half the horsepower that this does. Okay. This is saying you're going to install Office on every other 9 of the 10 computers. And I am at a loss trying to figure out why we have to put all that capability on computers that are primarily used to read email and to play solitaire.
You're restricting the use. What if somebody wants to go somewhere? What if somebody wants to use a Word document? What if somebody wants to have an Excel document? What about if somebody wants to go to a website and download
See that
the
computer
document?
right there in that book? What do you think it's running now? It's running PowerPoint.
Bob, I'm just telling you what our consultant is telling us we need.
Okay, I'm telling you what I think you don't need.
Okay. Yeah.
I taught computers like when they first came out. When you're purchasing computers, you do not want to purchase the bottom of the barrel. In education, the funds were always tight. We would buy new computers, and they basically were obsolete within a few months or a year. If you're talking about holding on to these computers for 6 years, you have to go with something that has good memory, et cetera, et cetera. Actually, 4 gig of memory is middle of the road, almost bottom of the road now. So can you operate a lot of these applications now? Yes. But you do need, you can't go with minimum specs, because as soon as, there might be a software package that we decide to add, and then we'll find out we don't have enough memory, we can't do this, we need a newer operating system. And having all the same computer in one room is definitely a plus. I tried teaching on getting, a quarter of the room this year, a quarter that year, and you had all these different operating systems, everything was different. For people that use, I've been in the library, I've never used the computers. For them to be able to say it doesn't matter which computer I go to, they should all be the same, and we should be replacing them all at the same time. As far as having to have the computers made to our specs, we have never done that. I have purchased rooms of computers, and they were networked, and we had all kinds of software on them, blocking so that in education the kids don't hit some of these sites that we wouldn't want them to hit. But we were able to network using, go buy an HP computer. So I don't feel that we have to have them made. I'm not saying that that's bad, but I'm just stating that we have networked our school systems with, just an HP computer, yes, that you can go out and purchase.
Okay.
And you'll find that for the same price, because I was comparing, actually it was a lower price, considerably lower, and it was 6 gigabytes, $750 for the hard drive, 20-inch monitor. There is a lot out there. I personally feel that I didn't have enough time. That's my own fault. So I don't know when everybody else got all these specs. But I've been trying to compare and look at everything. I'm not saying I'm against this. It's just, there are other things out there.
Yeah, if the board wants to table it, I'm fine with it. You want to table it, we'll, you're not?
I would say this, we've got, people are coming back in season, and those computers in there are really awful.
They are. They're
I'm
2 or 3
But
hours down.
let me make a suggestion. Maybe instead of tabling it, maybe we could approve a certain amount and then allow him to operate within those parameters. Don't want that? Okay.
I think if we could table it for 1 month.
I don't think you need to. I just think it's overkill, but that's my own opinion. I don't want to hold this up for a month. I'm on the losing end of votes all the time. So I just pout for a minute, I get over it, and we move on. All right? I'm just opposed to it, but everybody else, if you're up for it, go for it.
Well, I would feel more comfortable having someone else give us their opinion on it.
I just think it's overkill. I'm not questioning the hardware. I'm questioning what do the majority of the people who use those computers use them for? And if you're a power user, you're not going to be relying on the library computer to do your work. You're going to be at home doing your work.
Sometimes
And,
I do.
and these
Sometimes
power
I do.
computers,
Sometimes I come over here and do.
I think they're all respect.
The software here, I just bought it for my own computer at a substantially lower price than they've got here.
That's network commercial grade. But
This-
Larry,
this
you want
is-
to say something? Can
that's-
Larry say something?
Can I address something?
Yeah,
That's-
I'd like to.
No, you're looking.
That's his.
As a resident, I sit out there and listen to each one of you, and every one of you is just like buying a new car. Everybody's bought a new car. Everybody buys a computer. Everybody's got a different opinion of what should happen and what shouldn't happen. We have a computer provider that provides the service to us and everything. We aren't a corporation. We don't have a technical person on staff. Now, I have an opinion. I bought a new computer too. It's a little different than this one. Bob's got a different idea. You got a different idea. You got a different idea. But I'm telling you, we got a staff of nobody. And
It's the truth.
and so, you know, once again, we're going to get bogged down in the minutia based on what everybody believes they know about buying computers. I'm not saying y'all don't know things, and I'm not saying that y'all don't, but man, we're talking about, we've wasted more money than it's going to last in a whole year. We're talking about $1.33 a person per year. And we keep going, we'll have $1,000 tied up in this computer and all the paperwork that we managed to generate around.
Well, let me add something else to that. We go out and get 2 more bids from Best Buy and Bluetooth TV down the street, and Scott's not going to work on it. He already told us that. He's not going to work on it. They're not his network. So we're going to have to go get Best Buy technicians to come in here at their convenience to work on a network computer in our library. He's built, I don't know why this rationale didn't come forth when we just replaced the office computers last year. He built all 5 of them. We donated the other 5 to the library, and we did it for that reason, because it's on our network, and when we have trouble, he goes into the back door, and within an hour, he fixes it. So it's what you're buying. He's our, as I said in the outset, he's our network consultant. We've used him for as long as I've been here, and I believe for a lot longer than that. He's proved to be reliable, he's proved to be intelligent, and he's proved to be dependable. So if it's worth the board to delay this another month and us go get a bid from Best Buy, I'm still going to come back. Larry's going to still come back. The Reserves Committee's still going to come back and recommend we buy from Scott. So it makes everybody happier to get 2 more bids. It's not, we can't use him because he will not work on the system.
We don't have anybody that can write up the bids. And
We'll have to hire an internet, I'm not going to use a resident, so don't anybody suggest that. Hmm?
I mean, we have an employee that's quite knowledgeable about.
No,
this.
Will is definitely not on the level of Scott, not even 10%. Will's a very good employee, but he just does not have that kind of knowledge. Where would you like to go with this, Neil?
Any more comment or question before we get to resident comment? Resident comment?
I was just wondering, I know there's talk of having Wi-Fi in the building.
We have it.
Is that, we have it?
Yeah.
You could almost buy
Have, yeah.
15 of those and let people use them in the clubhouse, the little notebook.
Well, that'd be fun to keep. We'd have to put ankle bracelets on everybody that had it.
It was just,
So you can't keep track of it.
Do anybody have resident comment?
You can lock them down.
It says library computer systems, does that mean new printers too? No?
no, there wasn't a printer in there.
Now this is Scott, felt there was no need to buy another printer, that this printer would be fine with the new equipment. Yeah, to my knowledge, except for a couple of paper jams that the front desk people help with, that those printers are functioning perfectly, so we're not just buying equipment to buy new equipment. They're fine, so we're not going to replace those. Yeah.
Anybody else have a comment?
I know that the 18